Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining our session on the foundations of protecting your critical SaaS data. I'm Liat Ashkenazi, SVP of Engineering at OwnBackup, and I'm thrilled to be here alongside my colleague, Vijay.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vijay Ramakrishnan, Director of Product Marketing at OwnBackup. What an audience. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Powered by AWS, OwnBackup is the market-leading SaaS data protection platform. Organizations use, for their daily use, different SaaS applications. SaaS applications like Salesforce, ServiceNow, Dynamics, Microsoft Dynamics 365. OwnBackup helps these customers to protect their data. To protect their data against data loss, corruption, ensure security and compliance. We have more than 5,000 customers, and we are here today to share with you what we have learned in helping our customers to protect their SaaS data. SaaS applications have made it easy to innovate from a business process perspective. They have made it easy to innovate in three ways. First way, SaaS applications support more and more business processes. For example, ServiceNow started as an IT service management, and today, ServiceNow support more business processes like HR and customer service management. Second way is SaaS application can be easily customized to meet our unique business needs. For example, Salesforce provide different tools and configurations, integrations that help us customize our data and workflows according to our business need. Third way is SaaS applications have marketplaces. Marketplaces that contains different pre-built solutions that we can use in order to meet our business requirements. SaaS applications have made it easy to innovate, but because of that data is incredibly dynamic. Let's look on some numbers. The volume of the data is growing. For OwnBackup customers, their data grew on average by 42% last year. The data becomes more complex and more sensitive. More PIIs, PHIs, financial data. Typical Salesforce org contains 2,200 sensitive fields. And as we all know, wherever there is more data, more sensitive data, it will be under attack. Most of the protection tools are focused on network and storage, but what about our application? 31% of the attacks are around applications misconfigurations. So how can you protect your data? Is it your responsibility? Yes, it's yours. SaaS applications use a shared responsibility model. They are responsible on the network and hardware and application availability, but you, as a SaaS application customer, you are responsible on protecting your data and ensure security. Let's look on some examples from ServiceNow documentation. ServiceNow mentions here that they are responsible on their application availability, but they also recommend, as for you, as a SaaS application customers, to use different backup and recovery tool to protect your data. Many customers are unaware of it. Many customers had a hard time to recover their data after an incident. We can see here that more than 70% of ServiceNow and Salesforce customers were unable to recover all their data after an incident. One more aspect of the shared responsibility model is the security access control. SaaS applications provide very powerful security access control, but they are hard to configure. Salesforce Security Access Control Guide is more than 300 pages. We see evidence that SaaS applications customers have difficulties in defining these security access controls. 84% of Salesforce users have access to sensitive information that they are not supposed to. It shows that security access control is hard to configure. Let's summarize. Our volume of data is growing, changing. Our data becomes more complex, more sensitive. And it is your responsibility to protect your data. We understand that SaaS applications customers have difficulties in recovering and securing their data. So now, let's hear from Vijay how it can be solved.
Thanks, Liat. I wanted to actually go back to a point you made earlier in the presentation, which is around innovation. The business is going to continue innovating on these SaaS applications. And as that innovation continues to happen, the risks around the data are going to continue to grow as well. So in order to enable a forward path, in order to enable that trajectory of innovation to continue, it's really important to identify and manage these growing risks to SaaS data. And at OwnBackup, what we've done is we've really built our business around helping our customers identify and manage those risks. We have over 5,000 customers, as Liat mentioned, and we have them across all the industries that SaaS applications are in use. And what we've enabled our customers to do is put into place data protection strategies so that they can continue to expand their usage of those SaaS applications like Salesforce, like ServiceNow, like Microsoft Dynamics 365, without having to worry about the concerns around continuity, compliance, or security. What I want to do is share a couple of specific customer examples with you of how we've been able to do that. And the first customer example that I want to share with you is a company called Deepwatch. Deepwatch is a managed services provider. And they're relying on ServiceNow customer service management to deliver great customer service to their clients. And in the mission of delivering great customer service, what they've actually done is integrated data from their customer systems into their ServiceNow instance. So for example, their customers can use their own Jira to log tickets that Deepwatch is then able to process. They've integrated their ServiceNow instance with data that comes from the customer's monitoring tools, so they can more efficiently and quickly identify what's going on. And all of these integrations are updated on a fairly regular basis. And unfortunately, that creates the opportunity for these integrations to get corrupted or for something to go wrong. And when these integrations have gone wrong, it's been really difficult for Deepwatch to recover data that gets corrupted when that happens. It's been difficult for two reasons. One is the native tools that come with ServiceNow aren't great for recovering from data corruption. But the second reason is the data is actually in the customer system, so it's actually difficult for them to access. In order to protect the ability to deliver great customer service, Deepwatch wanted to ensure business continuity for these processes. And for that, they turned to OwnBackup Recover. And thanks to OwnBackup Recover, what they've been able to get is the ability to have proactive monitoring on the critical tables in ServiceNow that are essential for delivering that great service. So if there's data loss or corruption, they know about it right away. The second thing that they've gotten through OwnBackup Recover is the ability to restore precisely the corrupted data, precisely just those unwanted changes, without taking the system offline, without having to roll back valid changes to the data. And ultimately, by also being able to run on-demand backups before significant changes to their instance, changes like upgrades or customizations, they've created a safety net for making important changes. So they're now able to continue this type of business process innovation, this type of integration that can really achieve the business outcomes without having to worry about continuity issues. The second example that I want to share with you has to do around SaaS data security. Freedom Financial is a financial services organization that's relying on Salesforce as the foundation for their digital transformation. And in Salesforce, there's over 12,000 fields in that SaaS application. And the challenge for the security folks at Freedom was, how do you identify and keep track of the most sensitive fields so you can really focus your protection and risk reduction efforts on those fields? They also lacked visibility into who has access to which of those sensitive fields, and many of SaaS applications come with the ability to do things like export wholesale data sets. They didn't have any visibility into which users had access to that information. And all of this is due to the points that Liat mentioned earlier, extremely robust security controls with all of these SaaS applications, but they can be difficult to use. So what we were able to do for them with OwnBackup Secure is give them the ability to efficiently and quickly classify all of their data in Salesforce so they knew all along where their sensitive data was located, which fields were sensitive. And once we were able to do that, we were also able to give them a much simpler view into the security model into Salesforce. Salesforce has a layered security model, and what we were able to do is simplify all of those layers so they could have very direct visibility into who has access to what sensitive information. And finally, security with these SaaS applications is a moving target, and it's a moving target for good reason. As we said earlier, there's a lot of innovation, there's a lot of customization, there's a lot of extension happening in these SaaS applications all the time. That means there's new data structures, new fields, and we equip them with the ability to run regular risk assessments on that data. So as that data changes, their visibility into where that sensitive information is located stays up to date. And so this is yet another way in which we've supported innovation for a customer. And so both of these examples that I shared with you are examples of customers that have deeply invested in SaaS in order to drive that business innovation. And what we've enabled them to do is continue forward on that path into the future with that innovation without having to worry about any of the risks around compliance, around continuity, and around security, because we've equipped them to proactively manage those risks to their data. We'd love to share a little bit more with you about each of our solutions. OwnBackup Secure is a solution that I referenced that Freedom is using to fortify their data security. OwnBackup Recover is the solution that Deepwatch uses to eliminate any downtime in their service delivery process. OwnBackup Archive is a product that automates retention to simplify governance and compliance. And we also have a data seeding product that's used to anonymize test data as it goes into development instances, so developers can benefit from having realistic data, but there's no concern around visibility into sensitive information. We have demos to show you of all of these products. We'd love to have a one-on-one conversation with you. Our booth is located just behind the Builders Fair, so look for the Builders Fair signage up on the ceiling, and right behind that, you will find us there. We'll also be over there right after this session if you have any questions. On behalf of Liat, on behalf of OwnBackup, thank you so much for your time.